Good morning. It's Tuesday, February 20th, 11 o'clock in the morning here in Western Iowa. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We have some weather to talk about across the country, but we're going to start in California because that's where it's worse today. But everyone's going to get in, not everyone, but there's going to be some action across the country. We start with the watches and warnings and that big red scary area near El Paso. It's a red flag advisory or a red flag warning. So that just means the winds are going to be up. So watch out for that. I always wonder if the National Weather Service actually puts a red flag outside the office during red flag warnings. Anyway, something to think about, National Weather Service, if you ever see this. Meanwhile, in Utah, it's winter weather advisories. So be advised, there's going to be some winter weather. We're talking also northern Colorado into Wyoming, a little bit of wind issues there in the southeastern part of the state, some fog in northern Nevada, also into Oregon, and a little bit of a winter weather advisory near Klamath Falls in southern Oregon. Then we get into California where the action is, and it's a lot of flash flood watches, one of the two. The greens look very similar. I bet it's just flood watches. And then for the higher elevations, it's winter storm warnings for the Sierra Nevada and some areas winter weather advisories in the mountains of Southern California. Let's see what LA has to say about their weather today. Strong winds, rain, mountain snow. So San Luis Obispo, for example, another half to an inch. Santa Barbara County, same. 1 to 2 inches, though, for the mountains foothills. Ventura County, 1 to 2 inches, 2 to 4 inches, mountains foothills. LA County, 1.5 to 3 inches. This is additional. 3 to 5 for the mountains foothills, including Santa Monica's. And that snow level lowering to 6,000 feet tonight with 10 to 20 inches of additional snow possible. And it's going to be windy, too, 30 to 50 mile an hour winds. Locally stronger gusts near the heavier showers, which includes a chance of some thunderstorms. So that could bring higher intensity rainfall rates, of course, and localized severe weather late tonight, late this afternoon into tonight. So a lot going on. They recommend that you avoid flooded roadways. Good advice. So here's what's going on across the country. That storm entering California. It's been raining. It's going to continue to rain. We have the heavy rain, flash flooding possible all the way from San Francisco north into the central valleys, along the central coast, and down into the LA basin, San Diego. Otherwise, it's general thunderstorms all the way into Vegas. And then you get in the higher elevations, it's a mixture of rain and snow, or snow, depending on elevation and location, as I like to say. Oregon, Washington, rain on the coast. And as you get inland, we've got snow there for Wyoming, Colorado, and Utah. Pretty quiet east. That's going to change. These high temperatures today are ridiculous. Look at Texas. Pretty much 80 everywhere, or very close. Like 78, 79, Amarillo. 81, Lubbock, Texas. U2, Roswell, New Mexico. 82, Midland, Odessa. We have 80 for Austin, 79, San Antonio, just really warm. Southern Arizona, you kind of expect that this year, and you're getting it. And it's really warm in not just Florida, but the entire South. And those 50s and 60s extending all the way into Omaha. We're expecting a high today in Omaha. I'm not in Omaha, but I'm an hour away. Omaha's talking like a high of 66 with the record high 67. So unusually warm for this late in February. Tomorrow, well, our storm in California continues, but it's lighter. It's moving more inland. And so you get into the Intermountain West and part of the Four Corners, we start to see an increase in rain, for example, for Arizona, heavier snow for Colorado, but still some lingering heavy snow for the Sierra Nevada in California as well. But now we see an area of thunderstorms across the Central Plains into the Midwest, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, even Kansas, Oklahoma getting in on that. And watch out for that wind and dry conditions, southeastern New Mexico, far west Texas, critical fire weather possible. So if you're playing with matches, don't do that. Okay. Thursday, here's how it looks. And the action now moving to the East Coast, but it's so warm, it's rain and thunderstorms. Thunderstorms for the South, Tennessee Valley, Ohio Valley, into the Midwest. And then it's rain for the Mid-Atlantic, all the way up into Michigan and Pennsylvania, Ohio. Rain, 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 rain. And then maybe some snow mixed in for New England, parts of Pennsylvania, New York. But really a warm time of it right now. The only snow on this map, Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, parts of Idaho. All right, let's take a look at the GFS, and we'll just outline all of that, how the GFS is depicting it on the latest model run. And here we are at noon today, so just an hour from now. Rain along the Oregon-Washington coast, California too, snow inland in the higher elevations, California. The heaviest rain with some embedded thunderstorms, basically LA and San Diego counties. And then a little bit of snow up here in northwestern Montana and parts of Utah. That's why we have those winter weather advisories for Utah, because it continues to snow there. Snow getting heavier for the Sierra Nevada. Rain persisting with the wind and the embedded thunderstorms for LA and Central California coast down to San Diego. Just continues. And then the heavier snow, this is tomorrow, Wednesday morning. Snow pretty heavy in Utah and northern Arizona with some embedded thunderstorms, perhaps for parts of Arizona as well. Maybe Cottonwood getting in on that. And then the snow moving into Colorado, and really pretty quiet on this map right here. This is midnight, Wednesday night, Central Time. But watch this area here. We're already starting to see some showers with a little bit of increased instability, a little bit more moisture from the Gulf. And that's starting to turn into our area of thunderstorms from Missouri through Illinois, Indiana, into the Ohio Valley and Pennsylvania. The snow is way up in Canada, and a little bit here, light snow in Colorado and even northwestern Montana, Idaho. But again, this is the biggest player in town. Showers, storms going on. That'll be moving into the south and also spreading into the east. We see showers and storms here, the Virginias, down into Alabama, even Georgia. This is midnight Thursday night going into Friday. Showers for the mid-Atlantic, a few thunderstorms possible. They line up as storms, but off the coast. And a little bit of line of storms moving through Florida here as we get later into the day on Friday. Saturday looks quiet nationwide. The blue lines, this is the colder air coming in behind this system. So some cold air dropping into the southeast, but most of the central part of the country is still very warm. And then this high pressure with, chilly temperatures in the Rockies, of course. I want to show you the Pacific Northwest because this gets really interesting as we go through time. Nice weekend for most of the country, a little cool southeast. But then here we go on Monday. As we get into the day on Monday, we see a system, a cold system, dropping into the Pacific Northwest. And this is snow, Seattle. This is snow for Olympia. This is snow as we get into Portland. And you just watch it here. So a snowstorm coming for the lower elevations all the way to the coast, for the northwestern Oregon coast, all the way up and down the coast of Washington, and eventually moving down, even to the southern Oregon coast. Snow as we get into the day on Monday. So Sunday night and Monday looks like a snowstorm for places that don't get that very often. Maybe the second one this year, third one this year, if you count the two ice storms they had earlier this year. And we have some pretty heavy snow here in southern Idaho. Again, this is Monday at noon Central Time, 10 a.m. East or West Coast time. And lingering snows for the lower elevations of western Oregon and western Washington. Something to look forward to, you guys, before we end February. And then as we get into the last couple days of February, we see big area showers and storms busting out now. On the 27th, the evening of the 27th, moving into the 28th. And some of these look pretty strong. Some pretty heavy showers and maybe some severe weather. This is still a week out. We'll definitely keep you posted as we get closer. But could we see severe weather in the Ohio Valley on the 28th of February, which this year is not the last day of February, it's a leap year. But, some strong storms for parts of Tennessee as well. And they're just lining up on the 28th and moving through the southeast. And this will be snow further to the north, but pretty far to the north into New England, and then it clears the coast. So things going on, but maybe a week away for much of the country. We've got California for today, snow for the Pacific Northwest down to the lower elevations before the end of the month. That'll be fun, and a couple rounds of thunderstorms in the Midwest and even the Central Plains. Kind of crazy. Here are our temperature outlooks as we get to the end of February. This is the 25th through the 29th. Basically warm. The eastern 2/3 of the country, basically cool for the western third of the country, and especially down in Southern California. And precipitation, you see that snowstorm for the Pacific Northwest. So a good chance of above average precipitation as we end February, also for Southern California into Arizona. Looks dry, Texas, Florida, and along the central coast of the East Coast. So that's my report for today. So if you're in California, hang in there. This too shall pass. Just be careful out there and enjoy the weather you have, especially if it's warm where you are, which is most of the country. Take advantage of it. And of course, we'll keep you posted as we go. Thanks for tuning in, The Weather Mike. Appreciate it.